Dr. Barbara Walker. Barbara is an integrative health and performance psychologist at the University of Cincinnati College of Medicine. She specializes in optimizing performance in sport, career, health, and recovery from illness or injury by weaving together biofeedback, mind-body practices, lifestyle medicine, and high-performance strategies to cultivate resilience, self-regulation, and meaning. Her work invites a deeper listening to the rhythms of body, breath, and landscape. As director of the Nature as Medicine program through the Osher Center for Integrative Health and a certified forest immersion guide, Dr. Walker champions the evidence-based healing power of time outdoors. Her mission is to ensure everyone has the opportunity to be and move outside in ways that support optimal health and well-being. She teaches courses in sport and positive psychology, nature-based therapies, and mind-body medicine. A former competitive endurance athlete, she now finds joy in cycling, hiking, yoga, gardening, and sharing meaningful time outdoors with family and friends. Please welcome Dr. Barbara Walker.
Thank you. This is funny doing this online, isn't it? It'd be great to all be together. A little hug. Yeah. So thank you, Kelly Jo, for your graciousness in inviting me to be a part of this panel. I'm just so thrilled to be here, and your energy is very contagious. And Ada, thank you so much for collecting all these poems and all these poets to put this book together. It's gorgeous. So I'm going to begin by reading the poem Redwoods by Dorian Lau, and that happens to be on page 29. So, Redwoods. The first time I entered a forest, I saw the trees, of course, huddled together in rings, thin veils of mist between their branches, some dead but still standing, or fallen thigh bones on a desiccated floor. But I also saw the great buttery platters of fungus climbing like stepping stones up their shaggy trunks, to Z, each a different size, small to large or large to small, as if some rogue architect had been cocky enough to install them on the stunned trees' northern sides, leading up to the balcony of their 1-ton boughs. I was here to investigate my place among them, these giants, 3,000 years old, still here, living in my lifetime. I should have felt small, a mere human, petty in my clumsy boots, burrs in my socks, while these trees held a glossary of stars in their crowns, their heads up there in the croissant-shaped clouds, the wisdom of the ages flowing up through from root to branchlet. Though rather I felt large inside my life, the sum of Jung's archetypes, the self, the shadow, the anima, the persona of my personhood fully recognized and finally accepted, the nugget of my being, my shadow of plush light. I felt like I was climbing up those fungal discs towards something endless beyond my birth and death, into my here now, my here-ness and my now-ness, the scent and silence overwhelming me, seeping back into my pores. You had to have been there to know such joy. Fear intermingled, my limbs tingling, ancient mute. Gorgeous poem. So I wanted to just say a little bit about me being drawn to this poem because I'm my very best when I'm outside. And I think probably all those of you who do go outside, you can attest to this for yourselves. Not just when I'm outdoors, but really when I'm in the forest, especially among the redwoods. And in the next few minutes, and I know we just have a few, I just wanted to share these aspects of my life that may help explain why this poem in particular speaks to me so deeply. And in sharing, I'm hoping that you can take something from my words for your own life. So we already talked about, I'd forgotten I gave you that bio, but I was going to talk about being a health and performance psychologist and being the director of this Nature's Medicine program at UC, which has been amazing. So this program was really developed to shed some light on the physical and mental health benefits of spending time outside. So some of you may not know that, but did you know that humans spend 93% of their time indoors? Maybe nobody on this call, but because of this, we're often referred to as an indoor species now. So at UC, we're really encouraging healthcare practitioners to create nature prescriptions. And I actually am going to put something in on the chat if you want to fill your own out, but recommending that patients spend time outside and move their bodies as part of their own care, like really making nature part of their care team. So that's my goal. So my love of nature really began way before I understood the science behind it. As a kid, like most of you, spending countless hours outside playing, exploring the woods. And as an adult, that love really extended to carried me into training for and competing in marathons and triathlons. And then I was thinking about maybe almost 11 years ago now, which seems like a long time ago. So that chapter really changed and came to an abrupt halt after a traumatic cycling accident that I had. So I was really forced to pivot and approach life quite differently. So through a long period of non-weight bearing and significant pain and crutches, multiple surgeries, a lot of metal in my body, and then eventually healing, when I was able to return to movement, it really forced me to look at life a little differently. And so running was no longer an option. So I turned to hiking. I was already hiked and did some stuff outside, but really slowed down. And in this slowing down, I really began to notice more, more detail, more beauty, more presence in nature. And that shift ultimately led me to this led me deeper into this research and into the work I do today. So I wanted to share with you, which resonated with me with this poem. Last summer, I had this extraordinarily wonderful experience with my young adult daughter. So she's 23. She's now in graduate school in Japan. And so we had this experience. We spent 21 days hiking and camping. It was a 246-mile journey along the John Muir Trail, if anybody's familiar with that, beginning at Yosemite's Happy Isles and finishing at the Whitney Portal. So with the opportunity to summit Mount Whitney, which is the tallest peak in the lower 48 states. So this trail, home to the Redwoods and some of the most beautiful and unforgiving wilderness in the country, it tested us both physically and mentally. And we climbed and descended tens of thousands of feet. We crossed icy streams. We carried everything we needed on our backs. Modern noise disappeared, so we had no cell service. Thankfully, right? It was wonderful. It was incredible. No headlines, no deadlines, only wind really through towering trees and bird song and bears and boots on the rocks and a steady rhythm of our breath. So that journey, the reason I share that with you is this journey was more than miles. It was about presence and patience and resilience and love, love for nature, for the experience, and for each other. So it reminded me that peace often comes not from standing still, but from moving forward with intention, even when it's hard. So with nature and my daughter and the wisdom and presence of the Redwoods, I felt like I had a part of my life back and so much more to discover. So the words in this poem instantly returned my feet to these trails, my mind to the peace and sanctuary between these majestic trees. And I'm so grateful for these experiences and for pieces of writing like this poem that have the power to transport one so vividly and with grace. So thank you. I want to share one other thing. As my daughter and I were hiking through all kinds of chaos, it was crazy, but she's a songwriter and a poet herself, and again, she's in graduate school in primatology, working with orangutans. But she was writing, she was typing as we went sometimes, and it's funny because she can't text, so she was doing notes, and she literally, and Ada, I will share this with you later, but she literally wrote a poetry book, and she just got it published, which was amazing. And she just did it on an Apple Books because she put it together with her art. But it's, again, I think the and it's fun, Kelly Jo, that you happen to reach out to me because I'm not a poet myself, and to have this all come full circle, and to recognize like how just being outside and allowing creativity to happen in these beautiful trees and earth that we so dearly are lucky to live in and on. So yeah, thank you so much, truly.
I didn't think my heart could burst anymore this evening, and it absolutely has. Thank you. Thank you so very much. My goodness.